the humidity is pretty bad. Hello again, you guys. I'm back with another video, and I am going to show you guys a few things. I graduated nursing school. If you haven't seen my last video, make sure you check it out in case you're wondering like what happens during a nursing school graduation specifically, and just some fun content, some nursing school memories. I sprinkled those in at the end, and it brings me a lot of joy to just kind of go back and see how far we've come, me and my friends. So anyways, make sure you check that out. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about why I am no longer going to be a CNA. And that is mostly because I'm graduating, I'm moving up, I'm upgrading to RN as soon as I pass that NCLEX. And speaking of NCLEX, I also go over a little bit of how I'm studying for it. And then I also have a great shoe brand that I want to share with you guys called Hawkwell Nursing Shoes. So I will get this together and we will get into the meat of the content of this video. So if you're wondering why I'm quitting CNA, it's because I'm upgrading, but I'll explain some more later. So let's check out these shoes and I will do this. So these are the shoes that I got from Hawkwell. They're really cute and just a basic white. These are really great if you guys are in nursing school and they require either white or black shoes. They have a black option as well. And then they were kind enough to send a little foot care, I don't know what these are called, but you put them on the back of your heel in order to make it less, it makes it more slip resistant, especially if the shoes are a little bit large and while you're trying to break it in. These are just really nice to keep your feet from hurting. So let's try them on and let's see how they do. They look awfully cute. They'll go with pretty much anything. They just look like white sneakers kind of, and they'll go with any color, and these are a size 9. So let's see. Okay, so this is what they look like on. They're honestly really cute and I like them. They go with everything. I put the slip resistant heel back in this side and it fits a little bit better. This side's a little bit more looser, but I have skinny ankles and I'm always like in between shoe sizes. So my ankle in this one has a little bit more space, but over here cute. The discount code that I have for you guys is Maddie15, and I will put both the discount code and the link for the shoes down below in the description box. So I'm very pleased with them. They have a good squish to them and feel very supportive. So thank you, Hawkwell Nursing Shoes, for partnering with me on this. So I'm dressed in my scrubs now because I'm going to take a few pictures with these shoes so that I can send them back to Hawkwell Nursing Shoes and let them use it. And yeah, I honestly really like them. I give them a good review. They're pretty decent. They're easy to wipe off. They've got that good like top to them that you can just wipe off easily with like a bleach wipe or something like that. And obviously they're kind of resistant to getting wet, which is very essential when you're in school. You don't want anything mesh. You want to make sure that it's easy to wipe off and it's not going to leak through in case you have to deal with like bodily fluids or anything like that. So I'm going to take some photos now. So I'm actually in my parents' dining room right now studying, and there's all my mom's plants. I brought them in since it was raining really hard. So I'm just watching the house while they're gone. But yeah, and now I'm just gonna study for NCLEX, and then in a little bit I will show you all what I do to get ready and lay out my stuff for my work tomorrow. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what UWorld is or haven't watched one of my previous videos, this is where I came to buy an NCLEX package. I'm doing the NCLEX RN, and basically This is what I just used to generate and study practice questions with. I've already gone over it in one of my other videos, but I just wanted to clarify, and I don't want to show you guys all my UWorld login info and stuff. When I create practice tests, what I do is I just click all systems and all subjects, and then I generate 75 questions worth of just randomness. Not really studying specific subjects, I'm just doing my best to have a good understanding of everything. So that's all I do, and if you guys have UWorld, you'll be able to see when you go to generate quizzes, it'll let you generate subjects and systems, and just click the box for both of them next to the words and it'll choose everything basically. Which is scary, but just figure out when you take tests better and make sure you incorporate that when you're scheduling NCLEX. I have always done better taking a test early on. Anytime we had an online exam for nursing school, as soon as it opened up, I took it. I did not wait until the evening because I always noticed that my score in the evening was bad. But anytime I took an exam in the morning, I almost always got an A because I was just, my thinking was crisper and sharper in the morning. So I'm not gonna let this get me discouraged. I have some flashcards saved now. And yeah, now I'm going to take a shower and lay out my stuff for tomorrow's work. Okay, so this is everything that I'm bringing with me to work. I bring it all in this cute backpack. It's like the perfect size, and I just like having my hands free and wearing a backpack best. But I have my planner, so in case I ever need to write down my work schedule or change it, I have it with me. I have an Amazon Kindle, and this is the old one, so it doesn't look like I'm on the internet or anything, that I bring with me in case I'm ever floated to sit with a patient. And if you don't know what that's like, it's basically anybody who's maybe having confusion or suicide precautions and things like that. Sometimes as an aide, you'll get floated to sit with them, especially in the ICU, or make sure that they don't get out of bed. And it's kind of an alternative to like having to use restraints or something if somebody's just confused and needs to be reoriented. So sitting for 12 hours and doing that can be really tedious and long. So I always bring a book with me just in case the patient's sleeping, which half the time they are. And then I just have my basic essentials, a clip to keep my hair up, because I like clips better than hair ties, as it doesn't hurt my head as much. I have deodorant in case I need it, and I have a toothbrush and toothpaste in my locker. and then my wallet, and then my badge. And I always keep a little Sharpie on this because a lot of times when we tuck in hearts, there's been times where we've tucked in more than one open heart patient and I had to go in and help. So I use it to just mark chest tubes and things like that and assist the nurse at the very beginning. And then my scrubs, and these are the Isoflex Cherokee scrubs. I love them so much. You guys will get to see them when I wear them in the morning. It even has a little badge clip thingy here. It's got so many pockets, it just fits so nicely. So I'm gonna wear those tomorrow. But yeah, that's really all I bring aside from my lunch and my shoes. All right, so I'm having my coffee. I had my oatmeal. I eat oatmeal pretty much every morning that I go to work because it's very filling for me and I don't get hungry until later, and a lot of times I don't get a chance to actually like sit down and eat breakfast. Usually I do. Usually the charge nurse is really awesome about coming and finding me and making sure that I've gotten to eat breakfast along with the RNs. But sometimes I'm either not hungry for breakfast or I just don't have enough time, and oatmeal just fills me up and gives me enough energy. And then I've got coffee here. The only thing I put in my coffee is an almond milk creamer, and I like the vanilla flavoring too. So, and then I'm just wearing this scrub brand by Cherokee. I have to look it up and I will link it down below, but I really like it. It's got a lot of pockets to it. A lot of outer pockets for pins and things like that. These will hold like your hemostat and your scissors. It even has its own little badge clip up here too. And this is the badge clip that I have. I really like it. I got it from a scrub store that's in town. And then this is something that I made sure I got so I can hang on to it. That's the wrong way. For when I'm a GNR, and it's just basically drip titrations and basically knowing what their boluses are and what their continuous rates are, and that's just helpful for me. So anyways, this might sound funny, but another thing that I always do is braid my hair, because right now from my parents' house I have about an hour drive into work, and so I just braid my hair in the morning and then I'll take it out once I get there and it's all kind of nice and wavy, and then I usually wear a clip the rest of the day because it pulls on my hair a little bit less, and I can throw my hair up faster in it, and I just like the way that a clip looks a little bit better. So yeah, right now it's just braided so I get those waves, and I take a shower in the evening so I don't have to in the morning because I have to wake up freaking early. And then basically I just get ready from there. I haven't been wearing makeup to work lately. I've been having mask acne, which actually my face looks pretty decent today, minus like a few spots up here. My face gets really oily. I'm a really oily skin type, but I haven't been wearing makeup lately because I'm trying to prevent mask acne. So that is all. I will take you guys to work with me now. Hey guys, it's a new morning. I'm in a new scrub outfit already. This is my day 3 of 3, day 2 in a row of my last shift, if that makes sense. And I just want to talk to you guys for just a minute. I am so tired this morning. I'm very tired because right at the end of shift, we had somebody code. And so I just wanted to actually talk about real quick what kind of a tech's job is in the middle of a code. And it's usually just kind of being the go-getter. But obviously we have to be BLS certified, which is basic life support. So if you ever work as a CNA or nursing assistant, whatever you guys call it, where you're at, you will have to be basic life support certified, which means that if you walk into a room and notice that somebody is coding, they can't breathe or their heart stopped, then you are to stop whatever you're doing and go to the bedside and start following CPR protocol and start compressions. You know, obviously feel for a pulse and do everything that you would normally do for CPR that you learn in your class. But somebody pulled up next to me. So anyways, but that is within our limits to do, is to do CPR or to bag somebody with an ambu bag. You can also scribe too, so like whatever is going on during the code, somebody's going to have to take a clipboard and paper and start writing down all of the meds given. So like epi will be like one of the first things given. Sometimes we give calcium, levo, things like that. I don't remember the advanced life support algorithm off the top of my head, but those are some of the things that we chart or write down. The time that the code began, and the time that the doctor arrived and things like that, and when the family was notified. So you just kind of scribe all that stuff, and we don't chart it as aides. We give it to the nurse and let the nurse chart it. But that is something that I'm allowed to do on my unit. And then I am also going to be the go-getter. So I tried really hard when I first started my job, because I'm in the ICU, to learn where everything is, because I'm the one getting everything. I'm the one getting the flushes, the patches, the code card. I was the first one to get the code card last night, because I was the first one available. I had to run go get blood, which I'm allowed to do at my hospital as an ICU aide. Not every hospital allows that. Obviously, I don't give blood. I just retrieve it and look at it with lab, and then 2 nurses have to do the rest of the job, basically. So anyways, I was running to get blood, and what else did I have to do? I had to get syringes, needles. I had to get a clipboard so that our guy that coded was an open heart from a few days ago, so we usually put a clipboard on their chest to distribute the pressure from the compressions evenly across the chest. So yeah, anyways, those were some of the things that I did, was just making sure. I had to go find a glide scope so that the anesthesiologist could intubate once they got there. And sometimes I'm the one that has to page the physician, because everybody else is in there doing the code. We only have like 5 nurses because we have like a 9-bed unit. So anyways, and then also obviously, if everybody's in the code room, somebody's gonna have to go around and check on the other patients. So I was trying to pick up the slack elsewhere and check on other patients. Of course, somebody was on a commode, and I had to get them off the commode, and perfect timing. And yeah, some of you guys feel me on that. Like, you put somebody on the commode after an enema, and of course that's when somebody else codes. And so sometimes you just have to tell the patients, like, hey, I'm so sorry, this is an emergency situation, get to you as soon as possible, I'm so sorry for your wait. And most people get it. Most people can hear what's going on up down the hall, and they're chill about it. But I did have to go around and check on other people, make sure blood sugars were still got. People were not trying to get up out of bed on their own. There are a few other critical patients, so I just peek at their vitals in case I needed to tell the other nurse, like, hey, your patient's cramping too, which would have been awful. Luckily that didn't happen. But anyways, that's a lot to say. The person next to me is gone. So yeah, that's kind of my role as an aide during code. There's a lot you can do. It can be super intimidating. The first time a code happened, I stood there like a deer in headlights, like, what do I do? I don't even know where everything is in the Omnicell room. But just make sure you know where things are. Maybe talk to the charge nurse if you're a new aide and say, like, hey, what would you like me to do as an aide during a code situation? And make sure that that's established and you know your role. So anyways, hopefully that's helpful for some of you guys, especially if you're just starting out as an aide. There are things you can do. Never leave somebody you think is coding. And if you have your basic life support certification, you'll know when their heart stopped and when they're not breathing and when to hit that code blue button. So anyways, thought I'd let you guys know. I'm hoping that this morning is better, that patient's doing better. Sometimes it can be an adrenaline rush, but in the end, when you see family walk in the door and they're very concerned about the patient that you're coding, it kind of hits you harder that this is somebody's loved one. And, you know, luckily the person survived, and I'm hoping going into work that they're still alive. but today's probably going to be a very busy day. Probably not going to get hardly any footage. But yeah, just wanted to talk to you guys about that. The pharmacy so I could get a new intubation kit because we had to intubate somebody who had a stroke. So that's what I'm doing. I wanted to show you guys really quick how I organize my locker. It looks better than it was before. But this keeps all my snacks in here, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but it's better than all of it just lying in there.